And I'm going to just say that again. We got another one. And we got another one. And we got another one. First of all, happy Malcolm Thursday to you. You know, I ain't do my usual check-in and do the live thing on Facebook, you know, to tap in with the viewers today because this is a special edition. All right, I'm going to just say that much. Yeah, this is a special edition. There you go, right there. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, this is a special edition. I didn't even post this on the Make a Chess Move page because this edition was so special. All right. Happy Malcolm Thursday. Let me go ahead and kick off this disclaimer real fast. You know, this is the Make a Culture Move podcast. And top of the top with King Phillip is under that. And with that too, you know, this podcast, we have a lot of opinions. And a lot of our opinions are experience based. So we are the data that the folks could gather to form their professional and their expert opinions. All right. We are that data. So with that being said, if we say something that touches a nerve or make you feel some kind of way, you know, we gonna take this time to tell you to evaluate why what was said made you feel that kind of way. All right. Let's go ahead and kick it off. You know, if y'all saw, I don't have a topic for this, number one, because it's a special edition. We just gonna talk about it. All right. But before we get into it, let's go ahead and run through our thing. All right. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and check out our Instagram page, /Malcolm303. Check out the Facebook page, /Malcolm303. Everything is Malcolm303. Everything. All right. Check out the Twitter. You know what I mean? Finally saying that right. I was saying Twitter for the longest time and wasn't nobody trying to correct the G. You know what I mean? /Malcolm303. And we got that young Pinterest thing. You know what I mean? /Malcolm303. The information, the content that we share on all them pages is all different. So you'll be surprised what you find. All right. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to touch a button. You know what I mean? And also subscribe to our Make a Chess Move YouTube channel while you at it. You know what I mean? We got some dope content on there as well. You know, we got some material on there. We got over 300 videos on there. You know, over 50 training videos. We have over 200. I would say we have over 200 virtual artist storytelling guests coming in, sharing their stories and stuff. I mean, go ahead and check it out. Tap in, and then we have our podcast shows on there as well. So yeah, we live on there. All right. So let me go ahead and tap in with y'all. You know, I've been doing this show for a little minute now. I'm gonna say that because this is the 14th episode. So I've been doing this show for a little minute. You know, we've had a couple of guests want to tap in with me. You know what I mean? They've asked me, what are we reading? All right. This book right here, I'm gonna share it. This book was gifted to me. You know what I mean? All right. Born to Win by Zig Ziglar. You know, it wasn't gifted to me by Zig Ziglar. You know, it's gifted to me by my little cousin, by my younger cousin. This book is a good book. It's a good read. On the strength of, you know, me, I always look at who my information is going to come from. That's one thing that I always look at when I'm opening these books. Who is this information coming from? So he gave me the book. Okay, Zig Ziglar. I'm looking up who Zig Ziglar is. Of course, he's a white dude with a Christian faith base. Saying all that to say, you know, many people, they reached out and they are concerned that Phillip is a racist. All right, they're concerned that Phillip is a racist. All right, that Phillip's views are very one-sided, and Phillip, you know, and that's fine. That is fine. All right. truth of the matter is, yes, I do, and I am trying to do more for my people than any other people. The fact of the matter. All right, I'm not gonna deny that. Do I not like people who don't like me because of my color? Of course, but I don't put no energy. I don't put nothing in there to tear them people down. What they do, how they feel about their opinion and stuff like that. Granted, that's cool. I just don't deal. I keep my distance. I know me. I know that's why I don't do the protest and shit. I know that's why I don't do all the marching or the talking, because I end up sock somebody in their face, you know what I mean, just for saying something slick out the mouth, you know. So I know me, all right, especially if you know, I'm working on that too, all right. So to answer that question, yes, Phillip is a racist, all right. Phillip don't have no problem with white folks. Phillip don't have no problem with Mexicans. Phillip don't have no problem with nobody. But Phillip do put his energy to his people first, period. To his people, period. All right. But at the same time, Phillip also crashes down on niggas the most. Okay. Phillip also crashes down on black and brown folks the most, because I set that bar high. And I want us all to reach that. And when we don't, that's when Phillip crashed down. So Phillip has been let down the most by black folks. All right. So when y'all come to me saying, or I'm getting these messages and stuff like that saying Phillip is a racist, Phillip is this, Phillip is that, Phillip's points of views are one-sided. I mean, that's great. That's great. I'm great that y'all feel that way, but again, like I said in the beginning of this podcast, evaluate what was said that made you feel that way. Because I say stuff that is empowering to my people. If that's it, then by all means, I will be that racist. All right. But when y'all use y'all's words, it's crazy, because I'm really working on studying words and how y'all use, how I ain't gonna say y'all, how a lot of people use these words is not the correct way that they are supposed to be used. I'll say that. All right. So with that, a lot of people don't know who Phillip is. All right. So this is a special edition. I shared this book with you, number one, to share it, to say that I do get a lot of my knowledge. I do get a lot of my experience and expertise from white folks. I know successful white folks, all right, who have great, phenomenal business practices that I am trying to get up to that level. All right. I know black folks who have great business practices, great business ethics. You know what I mean? Where I'm trying to get up to that level as well. But at the same time, I do know white folks that ain't shit. I do know black folks that ain't shit. All right. So I wanted to take this time right now, after getting these messages and stuff like that, just to share with y'all who Phillip is. All right. And you will not find what Phillip and who Phillip is on Facebook pages, on Instagram pages, on YouTube, on Twitter, on none of that stuff. You will find out who Phillip is in these pages right here. All right. This is who Phillip is. This is who I tell everything to. You know what I mean? Everything goes to my man Luther. All right. This is Luther. Luther, you know what I mean? Every time I get in one of them moves, one of them positions and stuff like that, and whenever I can't share what I want on Facebook, because I be wanting to go Facebook, I be wanting to talk that big shit on Facebook, but then at the same time, I know I can't move like a lot of people move. You know what I mean? I know that. I know my path is paved differently. You know what I mean? I got, you know, I'm walking on rose petals and shit like that. You know what I mean? I know my path is paved differently. I'm walking on gold bricks. You know, I know my path is paved differently. So what's being left behind when I take a step. When I say something, I care about what's being left behind. So saying all that to say, I want to share with y'all a few things about who I am. All right. And I'm gonna do that in great poetry fashion. All right. So this first poem I'm gonna share with y'all is called "Burning Thoughts." All right. So let me go ahead and rewind this before I jump into that. So I'm gonna read this post that I made September 8th, 2013. So y'all gonna get lost behind the language and stuff like that because I have a whole lot of side jokes that I tell myself type shit. So I say lost unnamed again. Unnamed was my pen. You know what I mean? I called them unnamed because I would always lose pens. So I stopped giving pens names. You know what I mean? It's a personal thing that I have with writing. I guess this is how it is going to be because of unnamed choices. We will still keep it moving. That's the plan. And have always been a plan. I do not know when people tend to just think that when something traumatic or a life-changing event is, when a life-changing event is just that, because we let it be just that. Let me retry that one. let me retry that one. Reiterate. If you have a okay. Let me try that. Reiterate. If you have a life-changing event, something that changes your life for the better or for worse, it is our own personal choices that has brought us to that point. All decisions lay on our own very own shoulders. Let me give you a few of my very own life events. Robert Leon Smith. All right, that's my pops. He potty trained me, and that's about it. That's all I know. I try not to speak ill on a man who gave me life, and it is hard because the time that I spent with my son and my daughter only makes my mind burn. So that comes into burning thoughts. That's the poem. So what that my mom sold bops and OD'd off the same old rocks, and my pops start with straight shots and then pop bottles, but couldn't stop. You see, he drank so much his body rot, and now he sleeps with the worms and crops, and I weep from my burning thoughts, and I think like, what if he is to show me how to box, or figure out ways to bob and weave cops? Instead, every time I saw him, he gave me a buck. What the fuck? So I see that as a child support layaway payment. For every time he is laid away on the pavement, he needed his child to support all his statements until he reawakens, sober, just to get mistaken again. First mistake. See, he would use that money that's supposed to clothe me, feed me, treat me, to buy his booze. You see, mistake two. How could you let me watch you? So my mind burns like, did I support his habit? I just let him have at it. No ifs, ands, or buts, just so what? My mind burns like, what would life be like if you stayed away from the pipe? What would life be like if you stayed away from the light? Would you stay on the same path and continue to wrong your rights, or would you right your wrongs? Because I've been a bastard too long. But I'm not alone. This is just the same song. My thoughts burn like, what was it about me that you didn't like? Or was my mother the reason why you took a hike? You didn't want to kick it or chill or just share a bite. I wanted to kick it and chill despite the wrongs I've been handed, the beatings you landed. I'd do anything to call somebody a pops. Pops. You see, the burning that's continually stirring in my head and the thoughts that's yearning for an answer is unsaid. Only one person can answer all these questions, but he's dead. So my thoughts burn like, and burn and continue to burn in my head. You see, I dedicated that to Robert Leon Smith, you know, RIP to alcoholism in 1992. I was only 8 years old when I lost my pops. You know, that's not a lot of time if you think about it. You know what I mean? So this is me again coming back, sharing bits and pieces about who I am, because people, they come in and they tap these videos not knowing who I am. So they come in and jump off and say Phillip is a racist. All right. I'm going to let y'all know who Phillip is. All right. So one thing that y'all know right now, that Phillip comes from, Phillip is the product. I'm going to say that. Phillip is the product of an alcoholic father. All right. Who held bottles more than he held his own son. You know what I mean? So when we talking about trauma, when we talking about, you know, fatherlessness, and when we talking about abandonment, you know, it runs deep. All right. So that's on one side. Oh, I got the other one right here. All right. So the other one. Oh, yeah. So the other ones, we're going to call this one, we're going to call it pipe dreams. Okay. Hold on. Let me see this. I put that tape in there for a reason. Okay. I see. All right. So we're going to call this one pipe dreams. All right. And this is, I love, you know, me personally, I ain't know what I was doing when I was doing pipe dreams. All right. So pipe dreams, they go like this. And I had wrote pipe dreams in 2008, 2009, I believe. But let me go ahead and kick it for y'all real fast. And I still got my tea. All right. Pipe dreams go like this. I sat and watched it take everything. The combo of the two. You see, it took what I call brand new. You see, Mon Dukes had pipe dreams, dope fiend. Didn't have the greens, but still achieved by all means. I mean, to achieve the next high, shit. Some do crying, some spread thighs, some beg, lie, and die, but why? You see, pipe dreams will make you sell what you buy. In the blink of an eye, sugar will turn to shit real quick. See, happy homes ain't happy no more. Smiles are no show. School won't go, cause my folks never cared. Fucked around and missed dare, but the homies dared me to break in that garage, no mirage, so I took the steel rod and broke the padlock. I was a tad shocked when I got caught, figures, cause I brought the hots to the spot. But Mon Dukes ain't asked where it was got, cause she was too busy having pipe dreams. You see, pipe dreams are nightmares brought to life. Zombies walking around in broad daylight, and pipe dreams, as it might seem, is a nice scheme to live life cream. You know, cash rules everything around me cream. But that's if you're on the other side of the pipe. You see, some would rather serve the habit than get served to have it. And pipe dreams will bring the worst out of folks. And I ain't talking GDs, but God damn. You see, I never had a real mother do the pipe dreams. I mean, she still loved me unconditionally, but with conditions. So when she was off on her missions, I played wishing she would stop tripping, wishing she would start living. But instead, she stopped living, flatline, no beat skipping. So I cursed the highest being and said, fuck the world, and I meant it. Hate flowed in every vein, and I ain't try to resist it. I was young and filled with anger just to ask for repentance. I wanted to be alone, no assistance. You see, pipe dreams took my home and the love that comes with it. So what's a youngin' supposed to do except run with it? See, I decided to live life, not the life in pipe dreams. Live life longevity. You know what I mean? That's pipe dreams. So, you know, with pipe dreams and with burning thoughts, you now see where I come from. So I'm the product of an alcoholic father and a crackhead mother. You put that together, boom, voila. The best of both worlds. And no, my pops, he ain't put the bottle down. You know what I mean? My mom, she didn't stop. I mean, you know, so again, I'm just sharing little bits and pieces about who I am in typical poetry fashion. All right. So my mom, you know, my pops, I'm giving y'all the background on them. You know, my pops, he died when I was 8. All right, my mom, she died when I was 15. That is not a lot of time if we are thinking about this. I'm 36 right now. You know, the average, I ain't even going to say average because I know niggas who don't get long, but I'm going to say, I don't know, I could look it up. But even if it was 50 years, even if it was 20 years, I would have took 20 years. I'd have took 25 years. I got 8 years with my dad, 15 years with my pops. 15 years with my mom. All right. So I'm gonna share another poem with y'all. This one is called Pipe Dreams Rewritten. All right, and I wrote this one in 2013. My pops died when I was 8. If I knew where he was buried, I'd go pour him a shot, since that's what got the best of him. My Dukes died when I was 15, touchy subject, you see. To say the least, I was ashamed to get in trouble. Here she comes down the hallway. At school, cut off shorts, pigeon-toed boo. Caramel complexion, which I could see from your pics that you had your pics. But now, shit. The butt of all jokes are directed at me, so I don't have no choice but to fight because someone said, your mama joked to me. I am the son of a crackhead and an alcoholic, both dead. Now I'm stuck with burning thoughts running through my head on a daily, thinking just maybe, I'll get the answers I seek. Maybe see why we couldn't be as a family. What ifs consume more of my body than blood cells? That's a lot of what ifs. The whys are the tears I cry. I lie to make what y'all didn't do look good in my imagination. The time we were supposed to have, we didn't get shit. How I missed the mist of a Marlboro from your lips, and I truly hate the smell of cigarettes. Tooth missing, tongue caught in the lisp, and I miss that shit. I miss being able to call and talk to mama. It's not like I had the opportunity to do so. Much drama. I just miss what I didn't get. I miss the part of you and me that shows the most. I miss the days, oh how I miss the days where the drug abuse was so low. We were having fun, loving me, loving one another, being a family. I thought fam was who you came up with. Shit. All my family that I grew up with is with the shits burnt to Crips or Crips in the streets, lips with the glass dick or pitching like they been the majors. See it as major when the majority cross over to the dark side like Vader while I'm stuck doing the right thing like a Spike Lee joint. We gonna catch them before they fall. All right. Yeah, we gonna catch them before they fall. That's it. You know, that's I don't need to say too much more about that. You know what I mean? Y'all see where that should take me. So it's let me read that last line. Cause I don't know if my words is hitting it like it's hitting y'all like I was expecting, but it's hitting me. So I say it is major when the majority cross over to the dark side like Vader while I'm stuck doing the right thing like a Spike Lee joint. And let me break that down to y'all. Because before that, I said all my family that I grew up with is with the shits burnt to crisp or Crips in the street, lips with the glass dick or pitching like they in the majors. All my family that I grew up with, you know, they are with the shits. You know, they either went out with a blaze and burnt to crisp. That's what I mean by like that. You know, being cremated because of their choices that they made. They Crips out here pitching, or they out here, you know, using they supply. You know what I mean? And us growing up, seeing what that did to our parents, and for my cousins to still take, for some of my cousins to still take that route. You know, not even just looking at it like serve, okay, serve. If you gonna serve, serve. But if you don't serve, don't use your work. You know what I mean? So a lot of my cousins, when I say it's major when the majority, I'll just say this. I have 4 kids. All right. None of my kids has I have 2 brothers. None of my kids has an uncle on their mom's or dad's side of the family that is not a Crip. None of them. all of my kids' uncles or Crips? Do we throw them in there? All of my I mean, I got a lot of cousins too that's trying to do better, but at the same time they're stuck and don't know how to get to that next level. Do I put them in that environment where a lot of these kids don't know how to use their words? So they just start off with punching and swinging and punching and swinging. Like, that's how they use their words. That's how they've been, other kids and get environments thrown into that where they punching and swinging and punching and swinging. My kids are they use their words. They don't like violence. I don't push violence on them. You know what I mean? My kids do know how to fight. They are taking classes. All right. Saying all that to say, I'm myself and my other cousin are the only ones who in the family who I believe, I would say on a first cousin level type of thing, the only ones trying to do something right. So when I say it's major when the majority cross over to the dark side like Vader while I'm stuck doing the right thing like a Spike Lee joint, you know what I mean? That's yeah, that's it's major. So to say that, I don't have strong relationships with my own family for that reason. And that's fine. You know what I mean? And I realized that it's fine. A while back, and it was a hard lesson that I had to accept. You know what I mean? So yeah. Let me go ahead and share something else with y'all. I'm trying to proofread before I share some stuff with y'all. Cause like I said, I share, what y'all catching is I don't share on Facebook. All right, and this is Luther. You know what I mean? This is my man Luther. All right, I had Luther for a while since 2013. August 31st, 2013. All right. What up, Luther? My mind has been everywhere lately as if I can't stay focused on one thing. I truly believe that I have a case of ADD or ADHD. I do not know what else would explain my lack of focus. I'm going to take another, okay. Just a little Malcolm. I also notice how when we talk, it's always a negative discussion. It's like me calling parents only to tell them something bad that their kids is doing. Never a positive call. Why can't we just sit and talk about things other than bills, money, what I need to do, and so on and so forth? Actually, I'm just talking. This is me talking to Luther, man. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go there. I can't go there yet with y'all. I can share this part with y'all. So coming back to, with the work and everything, I I always had a passion for working in the community, and that was something installed to me from my grandmother. So with my mom dead at 15, my dad dead at 8, my grandmother, she took me in 1990. And, I always share this, my favorite story from her is, she would say, I don't know at the end, but always at the end, it would always end. It took 5 baths to clean the dirt off his ass. You know what I mean? That's how it always end with the whole audience, whoever she was telling, cracking up. All right. So there was a lot of virtues and everything. There was a lot of values that my grandmother was trying to instill in us in a younger age that we didn't see. Niggas was just too blind by the world to truly see what we was given in the flesh. My grandmother, she was truly an angel sent here in the flesh, and we did not realize what we had when we had her. She told us to what she say, you'll miss me when I'm gone. They say you don't miss your water until your well runs dry. I did not know what she was saying when she had said that. My grandmother, she had passed in '03, and when my grandmother had passed, that was, my grandmother, that was my heart, that was my backbone, that was my baby. And again, I'm sharing with y'all a little bit about who I am, because folks, they tap into these videos and make the assumption that Phillip is racist, not knowing who Phillip is, why Phillip speaks the way he does, why Phillip stands up for his people and want to do for his people. So that's where we at with this special edition. All right. When my grandma, she took me in, there was a beast, there was a demon inside of me, that, she was able to cage. It didn't happen overnight. It took years to eventually, cage this demon that was inside of me. You know what I mean? But, in the same sense too, she had an iron fist. My grandma, she didn't take no shit. She showed tough love. She took myself, my brother, my younger brother, my older sister, two of my older cousins in. My mom was there, my uncle was there. The thing is, and my grandpa was there too. The thing is, my younger cousin, we had a whole household, and no idea how she was gonna do it, but she did it. You know what I mean? The thing is too, with my grandmother, if you didn't listen, she was quick to put you out. If you didn't want to abide by her rules, she was quick to let you learn from the streets and learn the hard way, which some of my cousins and my sister and my older brother had to learn the hard way. And it's sad where they are at right now. My older brother, I got kicked out. And I had cried and begged my grandma to let him come back in the house too. You know what I mean? This is when we was young. And right now he had got sentenced to 97 years. My older cousin, he's in prison serving a 30-year sentence. My older sister got kicked out as well. She's dead right now. She had died at 29, age 29. She got 2 kids. My older female cousin, I don't know what she's doing, but I don't know what, it's like I was saying, it's lost. Once we get to that point, we don't know how to elevate, so if they didn't listen, my grandmother kicked them out and they learned the hard way, which I'm looking at their life unfold. Myself and my younger cousin, we listen for the most part. You know what I mean? And I'm looking at our life unfold. It's not the greatest life. Shit's still hard as fuck. We still make bad choices, but at the end of the day, I'm seeing that it could be harder if I didn't listen. All right. So, with the organization that, with Malcolm, I had started an award. I had called it the Lovey May Award, in honor of the great talent, skills, traits, and characteristics that my grandmother lived. She was above all compassionate. And the first time I had gave away this award, it was to my man Day Day. You know what I mean? He went to Manual at the time, graduated from Manual. And I awarded Day Day this award because I've seen him not take many punches when provoked. All right? This young black boy. I've seen Day Day part ways with some of his best friends, with one of his best friends, because the best friend wanted to gangbang. But at the same time, I've seen multiple approaches from Day Day to get that friend back on track, but to no avail. All right, that friend is now actually deceased. You know what I mean? I have seen Day Day stand up against bullying on many occasions, and if y'all know Day Day, he's a little, you know what I mean, my young fella. That's my young guy. That's the young pit bull on a chessboard, the young chihuahua, but he got the heart of a lion. You know what I mean? And for him to be his size, to always stand up for what's right, that was huge in my eyes. All right. But I also know, because I have seen Day Day show his black ass off in class, come in trying to holler at the same girl all school year. Hey, all school year. I ain't gonna put your business out and who you was trying to holler at in class the whole school year, man. Like goodness. That took some grit, that took some tenacity, that you know what I mean? Perseverance. All right. I mean, putting in tough game. I'm just saying what I see, and then he tell me I'm macking him. All right, my grandmother is the reason above all else I am who I am today. I learned fast an iron fist that Marge Thatcher could not match up to, and they called her the Iron Fist. My grandmother was dope. She took in, you know, my grandmother, she was a strong woman. She took us in, didn't have to. Put us into church, put us into sports, put us into reading. My favorite thing to this day is reading and writing. A lot of people don't know I love to read. I love to write. I got a 2025 plan. I have to complete every book that I have started. All right, and that's 7 books by 2025. All right. It came to the point where, you know, with being, you know, when I started having children and seeing how fun and dope being a dad was, I started to question how come my pops never stayed around, never hung around, never wanted to see what he had created. You know what I mean? You know, and I remember, you know, it was a point where I had nothing but negative things to say about him. Because for one, it was a debate between Robert Smith and this nigga named Elmo. That's all I knew his name was Elmo. And it came, my cousins used to joke around with that, you know what I mean? Like, that's why Elmo your daddy. Like, I ain't even know him, you know what I mean? I just knew he was a bum type of dude, you know what I mean? So, long story short, I couldn't figure out. How dudes, you know, not even in my situation, but I got a home. I got, you know, I got 13 homies, you know what I mean, that I got tatted on me. All right. And 1, 2, maybe 3 of us out of 13 had our dads growing up. And right now, one of them, man, who did have his dad, they don't have the best relationship with him. So I'm saying that. But I don't know. Even looking at, you know, there's these dudes who live 2 lives, and I know that. You know, in an early life they had kids, and in a later life they had kids. You know what I mean? I know a dude who's ahead. Early life he had kids. His kids love him in his early life. They trying to get him to stop smoking and all this shit right now, still to this day. But his kids, after he's smoking, you know, he's smoking now still. And his kids who he had babies with while he's a smoker, they can't stand this nigga. They can't stand him. But the kids that he had before, I mean, and it's the opposite too. You know what I mean? It's the opposite too. So it's I don't know how dudes do that, because even looking at my experience, I have no idea what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing when it comes to this here parenting thing at all. I just see what other people do. I see what I wasn't given, but that doesn't mean that is what is supposed to be done when it comes to this here parenting thing. But I do know that I have fun every day. I wake up singing new songs to them, you know what I mean? Dance routines and everything while I'm getting them up in the morning and stuff like that. We play, have activities. We do I mean, we could do more. You know, I'm saying that, you know, we read together. We go to the park, hang out together. You know what I mean? It came down to the point where top to top to you, Miss Courtney. It's good to see you. it came down to the point where, just the other day, my youngest son, Omari, Omari Mayan, he told me that he want to have a mansion. He want to get him a mansion when he get older. I said, ooh, wait, I can't wait. You know what I mean? Because y'all know I'm moving in, period. I don't know what y'all thought this was, but that was the first time it had dawned on me that life can get real easy depending on how I do right now to solidify the structure and the support for my kids, for my children's success. So I can be chilling, let them get rich and want to take care of a G. I'm just saying. That's like, that was the first time that had dawned on me. Like, man, my kids could be the way out. Some of these parents, they push kids to get into sports and all this other stuff. My kids, I don't play sports for one. All right. So y'all know my kids don't play sports for two. And for three, with everything that's going on, we still getting murked by the masses with no justice, no peace, and everything back to normal to y'all. Athletes still ain't saying enough, and they getting paid buku bucks for this. You know what I mean? Pal League with the police and shit, like, nah, come on, man. So, that's I'm not going that route with my kids and stuff like that, but we'll go and explore other routes. But I'm saying all that to say, I have made a post June 6, 2014, and again, I'm just sharing with y'all, who I am, just so y'all can see who I am and come up to the conclusion after hearing some of who I am. Don't just go based off of what I say in these podcasts, because you will come off with the Phillip is racist point of view. You know what I mean? Without even knowing me. But at the same time, I accepted that. Because I am only and want to do for my people, period. That don't mean that I'm going out of my way to make white folks' life harder or whatever the case that may be, because that's not the case. I'm just focused on my people. So if y'all call me racist on that strength, I'll take that. All right, but I had wrote this June 6, 2014. I say, what up, Luther? I was just thinking, with Father's Day right around the corner, I am feeling some kind of way, and I am just now realizing it. There's an old episode from the Fresh Prince show when Will's dad comes in and tells Uncle Phil that he won't be able to take Will home. Long story short, he ended up telling him he can't take him. Longer story, even shorter, Will exploded with emotions of resentment, frustration, and hurt. That episode ends with Will crying in Uncle Phil's shoulder, asking, how come he don't want me? How come he don't want me, man? So that got me to this point right now. My son knows absolutely nothing about his grandfather on my side. You see, Luther, I did not inherit his characteristics, what made him not want to be a part of, and that's where I stopped. A lot of my thoughts in here, too, do not go finished. They go uncompleted, because I get somewhere, and then my emotions take over. You know what I mean? And a lot of times I write until I start thinking. If I have to think about one thing, then I stop. That's what I call a feel right. You just write to just write. You just write without thinking. You write without thinking. That was part of my one of my exercises to writing, is do a feel right. I would just write until I thought. All right. With that too, when I was saying I didn't inherit my pop's characteristics, I just know that, I know I have alcoholism in my blood, and it's deep and it's strong. I don't drink because I know that fact. And I know, that my mom, she was ahead, so I have an addicted personality. So I will OD on shit if I do shit. So that's why I don't do shit. So also I'm there. I know I don't have many memories, about just kicking it with my pops. And the bad part is, when I even think about my pops, it's just now starting to come to that there's a whole other family on that side, a whole other family. So as an adult, I'm growing up and I'm looking at things differently. Okay, turning the attention away from him to the family. Like, if your brother, mind you, I have a grandmother right now that I believe she's still alive, 94, 95. She has like dementia or something like that too. I never met her. All right, she's in Texas. She has 16 kids. My dad was one of them. If my dad had 15 other siblings and he died when his only son was 8, how come none of that family, none of that side of the family took it upon themselves to reach out to the child, to a child, to find his child, to find their brother's child, to build a relationship with? How come none of them took it upon themselves to realize that this child, needed something from that side? Not wanting y'all to feel sorry for a G, because at the end of the day, everything that happened to a G, it just made a G stronger. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm referring to myself in third person period. All right. All right. I don't need to read that one down. I mean, I just be right in. Let me tell y'all. Um, man. Let me go ahead and share with y'all one thing. I wrote this January 31st, 2015. I say, what up, Luther? Happy New Year's. But let me ride with you for a few ticks. My mind is all over the place right now. Right. Saw my little cousin, my favorite cousin at that, out in them streets yesterday with a crib rag on the top of his head, warm proud like the pawn he is. It broke my heart to see my nigga out here like that. I take full ownership for that because I didn't step in. The Crips did. I guess I wasn't showing him love, but by giving him a package so he can make a little money, the Crips showed him all the love. It's not only that, Luther. Let me explain how powerful the law of attraction is. This nigga's mama ain't shit, and I mean that too. She brought that shit into existence constant. So let me go back into, because I stopped that thought right there. All right. So my little cousin Kyrie, I'm gonna put his name out there. You know what I mean? He, I was raising him practically before I had went to prison, and with his dad. And when we had went to prison, it was a whole lifestyle change. He came from everything new to having to wear hand me downs from cousins whose shoes too small, shoes too big, pants too small, all that. From that type of environment, that was a whole culture shift for him as well. So when I got out, and the thing is, here I know his mama, she ain't shit. So I'm saying this to say, when you tell your kids, when you tell your babies, you ain't gonna be shit. You gonna be just like your daddy. You gonna be a gangbanger. You gonna be selling dope. You gonna be doing all this other shit just like your daddy and all this other shit. If that is the only thing that you were saying to this individual, to this young man, and that is all he is hearing when he goes home, he can go out into the schools. The teachers, they see how beautiful, they see how magnificent his mind is. They see all this. playing these sports, the coaches, they see all the potential. They see all the potential in this young man. You know what I mean? They see all of it. But at the same time, if you got this young man going back home to where he's being told he ain't gonna be shit, he ain't gonna be nothing but just like his dad selling dope and all this other shit. Let me call you right back, YT.
You at the office?
Nah, I'm at the other office.
Yeah, call me back, bro.
All right, peace. When you being told all that, then at the same time, it don't matter what the teachers see, it don't matter what the coaches see, it don't matter what the community see. At the end of the day, if your mama is telling you this, your mama who birthed you, who claims don't nobody only want to see you do good, only want to see you do good. You know what I mean? She if that kind of energy is coming from your own mama that is supposed to, quote unquote, is supposed to want to see you do good. You know, my nigga locked up still right now. You know what I mean? Everything that she has said, everything that she had put out there, manifested. I couldn't do enough without dragging my own self down, without dragging my own shit down. And people, they expect you to drag your own shit down and be dragged and scraped on the floor with them just to see or just to show that you love them or some type of shit. I don't know what that is. You know what I mean? Peace, Big J. Happy Malcolm Thursday, man. Right on. I appreciate you, man. You know what I mean? Yes, indeed. Right on. You know what I mean? You know, so it's you know, it's coming down to, you know, he had to grow up in prison at an early age too. You know what I mean? Graduated from high school in prison. He made some choices that at the end of the day landed him in there. But that attraction was brought on from his negative, nasty, dusty, old, stinking ass mama. And I can't stand, I'm gonna say it, I can't stand you bitches. You know what I mean? Sure. I can't yeah, and y'all know I'm quick to not never call women bitches, but you know, is her specifically, cause that shit is for the birds. You know what I mean? Yeah, so oh man. You know, so let me look and see. Let me check in on this one real fast. Damn, Luther, cuz it's been a minute. I've been looking up, down, left, right, and all around for you, cuz. And just so y'all know, I'm not a Crip. All right, I just like the word cuz. You know what I mean? Growing up on the east side, you hear so much. It. What is that? Unbeknownst to you, you know what I mean? That becomes a part of your lingo. That becomes a part of your vocab without you even knowing. So when I'm writing this, I'm like, damn, God. Gang banging. All right. But that's an east side trait. So I just recently had somebody fall off with me. You know, the nigga unfriended me and everything on Facebook. That should be funny. You know, especially when it's a dude who's supposed to be quote unquote solid ex OG blood who don't gang bang no more. You know, niggas is so sensitive. You know what I mean? Behind me saying cuss. All right, then blood. I start saying dog, or what else? What do the bloods or what do y'all be saying? You know what I mean? If it'll make the nigga feel more comfortable. Shit is beyond me. But let me finish reading this. I wrote this February 15th, 2016. You know what I mean? Let me get you caught up. All right. I got another son. His name is Omari Supreme, Loyal Martell Jr. Douglas. Whew, that's one of them. He is 9 months and is a big boy. But I need to get some more writing in. I need to start planning and being very intentional about my choices before I mack them. What brought me to you today is me thinking. Both Kiki and Brandon is locked up. And I was just looking at brotherly relationships, and our shit is far from that. It's almost as if we are at ends. I don't want to gang bang, and that is the life that they are about. I couldn't count on my own brother to stand by me in my wedding, and the other one was already locked up. What I am getting to is, if I don't like playing in the streets, and they do, who gives? Damn. These are choices. Some people, they just see Phillip with all the smiles and all that other shit, not knowing the choices that I had to make, not knowing the sacrifices I had to take. You know what I mean? What I am getting to is, if I don't like playing in the streets and they do, who gives? I pray that they open their minds and heart to God and let him in. I can only pray at this point. I know Cuzzo would be out here real soon. I know that much. And for anybody who don't know, when I talk about my cousin, that's who I looked up to. You know what I mean? That's who I saw on a hustling level, and their hustle was always progressing. Oh, he would get out of prison, and next thing you know, he would be owning his own shit, moving his own. The thing is, I saw him move. I watched his movements when I was younger, and I was seeing how he was moving. I was seeing the cars and the women and the clothes and the jewels that he was having, and all the other stuff. I wanted that. Growing up in the hood, we don't see successful doctors, lawyers, you know what I mean? All that good stuff. We see niggas who sell dope. We see niggas who gang bang. We see women who sell dope for their boyfriends and stuff like that. But we don't see, we didn't. I'm gonna change that. We didn't see that. When I say we, I'm talking about my era. You know what I mean? From the hood where I come from. All right, let me be more specific, because right now I know that my era, my generation is changing that narrative. We are becoming the doctors. We are becoming the lawyers. We are becoming the firemen, the police officers. That's another story. You know what I mean? But we are becoming those for the right reasons, even if we know that this system is fucked up. But I'm saying all that to say, right now, reading this post from 2016 and right now, where my son, who I was talking about in this post, he's 5 years old now. All right, and my oldest son, he's 9. They have a beautiful relationship. I look at what they have and I'm like, damn, I wish we had that when we were growing up. I tell my youngest son, I say, Kingston, my young, you were the best. You were the best big brother that you could be for Omari and Kamaria. And he truly is. He truly is. His heart is still so pure. He hasn't been, he's not of this world. None of my children are of this world. They don't be doing all the little fancy dances and shit like that. Not to say that that's bad, but my children, they don't do that. They don't be on these video games. They don't do that. They play with each other. They play with their toys. They action figures. They draw with each other. Kingston would draw the picture and Omari and Kamaria would color them. They laugh. They do skits together. They are kids. They are not on these devices. All right. So I'm saying that to say, man, I wish that they remain like that, and continue to grow that strong bond. So yeah, it is definitely, you know what I mean? Peace. What up, nephew? Yeah, tapped in. I'm tapped in. Happy Malcolm Thursday, nephew. Yeah, so and when y'all know too, sometimes my pen would die and I would have to find the closest thing near me. And the closest thing at that time was a crayon. So I get it in with crayons too when I get my writing in. So oh man, that was cold right there. Luther, my guy. Man. And the thing is, so it has come to the point where I always used to lose Luther. You know what I mean? And I would put some very personal stuff in these. Like I lost them at Manual one time, a couple of times. I lost them in the house a couple of times. And there is some very private and personal stuff in here. You know what I mean? So it came to the point where I stopped writing in here. You know what I mean? And I started drawing pictures. You know, for those who know, I can't draw. All right, but if you can see, you know, it's basically me versus me. All right, because that's the only person who I am up against ever, ever is against myself. That's it. Nobody else is competition. I see everybody as collaborations. I want to work with. There's no competition. All right, I want to work with folks. You know, that's the hard part is working with folks. You know what I mean? Yes, indeed. I can jig that, man. Hey, you stay in there too. You know what I mean? The hard part is, you know, I wouldn't even say the hard part. The challenging part is doing it consistently, staying there consistently. You know, even when shit ain't working with your kid's mom, you know, still make sure we there for them babies. Still make sure that we there for the kid's mom as well. You know what I mean? We don't have to have that narrative where we have somebody where somebody who we was having sex with no rubber, no none of that shit. Now we have the most illest things to say about this person. Now we changing that narrative as well. Even if we ain't together, we still gonna be best friends. We still gonna be best parents. We still gonna be in great communication. We ain't letting no other little side relationships or anything like that come in between the relationship that you got with your kid's mother, and what y'all can build. You know, so at the end of the day, you know what I mean. There's a lot of growth and a lot of learning lessons in there. You know what I mean. And I know you. And I know you, so you gonna make it. Period. You gonna make it do what it do. Period. You know what I mean. So yeah, I like I said, I can't draw, but I still try to do my thing. Me versus me. All right. And like I was saying, that's the only person I'm up against. That's it. Oh man. And then I drew this one right here. I entitled that one Back Against the Wall. All right, and if you can see, it got some big snakes in there. It got some rats in there. It got some small snakes in there. It got more rats in there. You know what I mean? But I see them. I see them. My back's against the wall. You know, I can't draw, but you know, it's there's a whole lot within these pictures that I can explain and I can go off of. You know what I mean? But my time's up, man. You know what I mean? I just wanted to bust in and do a quick little special with y'all real fast, just to give y'all a little bit about who I am and where I come from. And I gave y'all just a little bit. You know what I mean? Through poetry. And I even shared Luther with y'all. You know, there's not too many people who know about Luther. You know, Luther is my guy. You know what I mean? So I in my lessons learned, I've learned, you know, even with Luther, you know, to not take everything to the book. Everything is not for the book. All right. You can write stuff down. You can come back to it. You can process through it. Everything do not need to be put on Facebook. Probably shouldn't be showing this, but that's a Columbine flower right there. You know what I mean? Got me a couple of them joints. Boom. All right, but yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I ain't got no more. I got a little bit more Joe, but I ain't got no more flow. Yada. Oh boy.